Hello, my name is Raquel Sands. I'm a holistic career and lifestyle coach, and this is my first official YouTube video. I have a podcast. I think I'm on episode 20 or something like that. I've been a career coach for about a year and a half, officially, but I've been in the career world like 10 years, 10 plus years. Um, it's something I'm really passionate about because we all have to make money and we all spend so much time doing something, finding our way in the world, trying to feel fulfilled, trying to find our purpose, trying to make the most of our time. That so much of it goes into working and all of that. So I'm very passionate about those of us who don't like office work or are trying to make the office corporate environment work for us. I'm very passionate about people taking the chances and the risks in order for them to find what feels good in their job, whether that be taking a pay cut in order to figure that out, trying different industries, but ultimately being able to find their inner compass, find their own way of um, repurposing, I guess, in a sense, the corporate ladder, because I think that the way that society so far has structured um, work and work environments and all of that is not for everyone. Um, the whole process of going to school and what type of school do you go to, is it Ivy League or does it have a certain reputation that precedes it? Is it more famous or more popular, more well recognized? um, and then adding on to that the pressure of having to commit to a certain field, a certain industry, and then slowly we have to kind of, or not slowly, but like we have to really figure out this path according to someone else, our family, our friends, our cultures. So there's not a lot of us. There's not a lot of our own energy, our own insight and perspective. And it's not until we're stuck and we get into maybe some toxic environments, or we start to feel that we're not seen, we're not heard, recognized, we don't feel like we're growing. Sure, we're getting paid, you know, um, but for those of us, again, who aren't money motivated or it's not the primary motivation, um, we're really looking to get more out of our work life, more out of uh, this job, profession, either creatively, either, excuse me, I just ate, and so I have huge, full stomach. Um, but I was really inspired and wanted to come on and do my first YouTube video, have you all get to know me in this way. Um, so yeah, that's really a lot of the motivation that I have as to being a holistic career and lifestyle coach. And I use the word holistic because I do take a more mindful, like body, mind, spirit, and heart, and your emotional landscape into account. And I think so much of the career and lifestyle, because I think they go hand in hand. It's not that um, we're dividing the personal and the professional lives. Uh, they work together, the work is a part of our overall life, our lifestyle. And so it doesn't make sense to me to separate them. It's something that our lifestyles support our careers and vice versa. And I really like coming from this perspective of what is it that you really, how do you want to live? How is it that you really want to, um, you know, go about your time and dedicate your time to? Because some people like to travel. Some people, like myself, like to work from home. And COVID was a great, not great, maybe that's not the right word, but before COVID, um, there wasn't really the opportunity, or it wasn't as visible, it wasn't as common to see hybrid, to see the possibilities of working from home. And now that there are, that's why I use the word great, is because for individuals, people like me that feel very drained with the commute, and having a lot of people, um, it's really nice. And so I like to work from home. So I have my online business where I can go work from a cafe or work from home, or really be able to be creative and dedicate my time, do that deep work um, in a way that feels sustainable and right for me. Um, People, some like to feel closer to their family, their friends, relatives. And so having that certain time for certain things. Some people like to, I don't know, work in the city, or work in more suburb, rural area. And so transportation and thinking about access. So because of all these factors, um, I think it's important to start with the lifestyle, and start with ourselves, and not in a kind of selfish, um, egotistical way, but in a very grounded, centered, self-centered, self-aware way, um, of knowing what it is that we want, how we want to work and operate, and what are the things that best serve us, so that we can show up fully, and feel that we're giving ourselves the best opportunity, and then also others, to show what we are capable of, what we want to spend our time on, develop strong, beautiful relationships. And this all happens through building that inner compass, through that kind of what I call the four pillars: the body, mind, spirit, and heart. um, because with these things, it really helps us to figure out what we want and make the changes, kind of analyze, assess our comfort level with risks, and what we're willing and able to do in the different phases of our lives with our jobs. um, so one other thing I should mention is, I also have a special place in my heart for first generation and immigrants. My family, all my family members are immigrants. I'm a first generation Salvadorian American. And so also my take on culture and working in the workplace, um, in predominantly white dominated cultures, or work environments, I should say. Now I think it's, with the DEI and just so much more representation and awareness, it's not that it's easier, but it's more front and center. But I still think there's some things to be said about being someone who um, has to navigate in a traditional type environment, or um, with certain people, or depending on where you are in the world, in your geography, um, figuring out how to work with these kind of intangible, invisible, but very present, very um, uh, they can affect us really, really deeply, really thoroughly, and finding ways, again, to be clear, to be grounded, finding ways where we can advocate for ourselves. And if we're the only ones of our own culture, or our own kind of representing, um, that's a lot of pressure. And figuring out ways to create a career that is. Um, is of meaning to us, but then also can maybe even open doors for others. And we can be able to advocate and create the space for those of others like us, or people who want to walk that same path. So that's the other thing. Um, I will be trying to put more YouTube videos at least once or twice a month, since I'm super new to YouTube and figuring out video editing and all of that stuff. But as I said, right now I do have my podcast. So if you'd like to hear more from me, you like what I have to say, some of these things are interesting and curious, or you know someone, and also my podcast is in Spanglish, is in also some Spanish episodes. So for anyone who speaks that language or Spanglish, there's that as well. And yeah, I'm so happy that you're here, and I'm happy to be here and put myself out there in this way. If there are any topics, anything specific that you'd like me to cover, please let me know in the comments. And as I start to get a better grip on this YouTube, I will be sure to include it. And yeah, thank you all so much. Until the next one. Bye.